Can we start now?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Garima ji, what does Garima mean?
So the word Garima signifies dignity.
Okay, good. Garima Lohia. So what do you know about Ram Manohar Lohia?
Sir, Dr. Ram Manohar Lohia was a very influential figure in the socialist politics of India. Also, he played a very important role during the Quit India movement in 1942. These are some of the significant contributions that I know about him.
Which date of Quit India movement, 1942?
8th August 1942.
8th August. Okay. Buxar. So Battle of Buxar.
Yes, sir.
Which were the reasons for this battle? And number two, who were there and who fought the battle and who won? And which were the reasons?
So the Battle of Buxar was fought on 23rd and 24th of October 1764 between the British Indian forces and the combined forces of the Nawab of Bengal, Mir Qasim, Shujauddaulah, and Shah Alam II. The Britishers managed to defeat the combined forces of these three, establishing a complete colonial rule in India. The reasons were that, first of all, Mir Qasim, the Nawab of Bengal, was irked because the Britishers were misusing the dastaks provided to the British government to trade in India. And that is why he decided to launch a war against the British in that manner.
Okay, good. And you have done your BCom from KM College, University of Delhi. So when University of Delhi was established?
So the University of Delhi was established in 1920.
Okay, famous alumni from your college, KM College.
So Mr. Amitabh Bachchan is one of the notable alumni from my college. Apart from this, Sandeep Maheshwari, and then other actors also. For example, Shakti Kapoor is also from my college.
Okay. So, listening to self-help podcasts, could you tell me something about it?
Yes, sir. So in my free time, I like to listen to self-help podcasts. These are podcasts that are designed on a self-improvement genre, wherein we learn specific habits that we can develop in ourselves. For example, how to not get bogged down by small failures in life, how to be disciplined, how to not procrastinate. I think this has helped me in building my personality and helped me in small ways in my daily life.
Very good. Gross happiness index.
Yes, sir.
So where do we stand as far as this index is concerned, happiness index?
Sir, I do not remember the exact ranking of India.
Anyway,
but
I will tell you that. So out of 146 countries assessed for this, we stand at 136th place. And Afghanistan is at the bottom, 146th place. So which may be the probable reasons of this, that we are at such a low place.
So the reasons can be multiple. First of all, the rising unemployment in India is one problem because of which people are unhappy with their current standard of life. This is one reason. Apart from this, the quality of life that the forces of globalization has shown us the aspirations but have not been fulfilled in case of India is also one reason. Apart from this, poverty is another reason why people are not able to meet their daily needs and are unhappy.
Okay. So you were awarded for best essay on women empowerment by UN Forum. Huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now you tell me about the women empowerment in our country. You will tell me some of the centrally sponsored schemes related with women empowerment and some of the legislations made by the parliament related with women empowerment in our country.
Sir, our country has been embarking on the path of women empowerment for a long time now. If we talk about the legislations that have been enacted by our parliament, I would like to divide it in terms of legislation for the purpose of political empowerment, which include the 73rd and 74th Constitutional Amendment Act, which was passed. Apart from this, the Women's Reservation Bill that has been pending in the Parliament is also one step in the right direction. For economic empowerment of women, we have steps such as the Equal Remuneration Act of Women. We have steps like prevention of sexual harassment of women at workplace. We have the Maternity Benefit Act that has been passed. Apart from this, to provide women empowerment in their socio-cultural aspects, Dowry Prohibition Act, Domestic Violence Act, these have been enacted. Provisions also exist in the IPC. For example, Section 375, 498A. These are all some laws that exist for the purpose of women empowerment. Apart from this, if we
Please go ahead.
Talk about the centrally sponsored schemes, the schemes that I remember is Ujjwala Yojana, wherein women are provided with LPG cylinder subsidies, which is also a step towards their empowerment. Beti Bachao, Beti Padhao is another such scheme which talks about women empowerment.
Okay, so can we say that we are moving ahead from women empowerment to women-led development?
Yes, sir. Sir, I think this is the ideal aspiration that any country would want to achieve, would want to be in. So, and this should be the right approach. We are moving from women empowerment to women-led development. This is also evident that presently our president is the second woman but first tribal woman president of India. We are also making small but significant steps toward increasing the participation of women in all spheres, from corporates to our political parties, to the higher echelons of society.
How many women in our country might be holding constitutional posts? In single digit, 2 digits, or even more than that?
So presently, I believe it is in single digit, but we are moving towards a very optimal future.
If I say that lakhs and lakhs of women are holding constitutional posts, you will agree with me?
Sir, I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware of it.
Lakhs and lakhs posts, grassroots level.
Yes, sir, they are also constitutional
posts.
Thank you, sir.
Which post at the grassroots level?
Sarpanch.
Sarpanch, all those are
Yes,
constitutional posts. So in lakhs and lakhs.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So which is that section of IPC which you have mentioned, 375 and 495A?
Section 375 talks about punishment for rape of women. However, it contains two exceptions as well. One of the exception being medical intervention and the other being marital rape. And the second section is 498A, which is punishment in case of dowry death.
Okay, good. Have you heard about Ajay Banga? Who is he? Mr. Ajay Banga?
I'm sorry, sir, I'm not aware.
Is he going to be the chief of World Bank?
Yes, sir. He is a person of Indian origin who is going to be who has been proposed as the chief of World Bank recently.
So which place in India, born and brought up in?
I am not aware about it, sir.
At Pune and IIM Ahmedabad alumnus.
Okay, sir. Thank you so much.
So he is going to be the head of. Okay, startup ecosystem. You have done something related to this, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So a startup ecosystem. So how our country is faring related with startup ecosystem? Where do we stand in the world?
Sir, at present, India has more than 100 unicorn companies, which shows that our presence in the startup ecosystem is improving. Our rank in the Global Innovation Index has also been improving. The number of startups being registered every year is on an increasing path, and the number of IPOs released by the company is also increasing year on year, which shows that there is a certain growth in the startup industry.
So approximately how many startups might be there in our country? Approximate idea, not in exact term.
So I think there are somewhere around 1 crore startups in India, but most of them are focused in, but there is a regional as well as sectoral imbalance in that.
I think 90,000, approximately 90,000. Anyway, you can check it. Okay. That's just not very important. And what about unicorns? Whom do we call unicorn? What does that mean?
So any
Unicorns.
startup whose turnover exceeds 1 billion is termed as a unicorn.
Okay. So how many approximately in our country?
So till last year it was 35, but this year it is approximately 100.
Yeah, approximately 100. Good enough. So once US President Mr. Biden, just after taking over as president, was talking to a space engineer, Swati Mohan. And he said, Indian Americans have taken over United States. On what ground? You might not be knowing the conversation, but that I have told you. On what ground he might have said like that, Indian Americans have taken over United States?
So I think the Vice President of US, Kamala Harris, is a
Yeah, you
person
are
of
right.
Indian
So
origin.
start from Kamala Harris. That's right.
Yes.
Yeah, she's the Vice President. Who else?
Sir, apart from this, Ms. Geeta Gopinath is also the Chief Economist at IMF.
Yeah, Geeta. Okay. Next.
So, apart from this, Soumya Swaminathan, who is the head at WHO scientist.
Okay. Who else? Yeah, just name them. So many.
So there's also
so many. Yeah.
Yes, sir, a lot of CEOs, women CEOs are there. Indira Nooyi, who is a very influential leader at PepsiCo.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Which are the challenges our economy is facing? Is facing and may face.
So presently, our economy is facing from the challenge of recovering from COVID pandemic. We have seen a lot of recovery has taken place in the past 2 years, but it has not been complete in certain sectors. The second challenge is the supply chain disruptions because of Russia-Ukraine war, because of which we have seen hike in fuel prices, food prices, and inflation. Third, synchronized monetary tightening all over the world has led to RBI also hiking its interest rate, which has led to challenges of growth and unemployment in our economy. Apart from this, because of COVID, we have had loss in education and skill development that our country is still suffering from.
Okay, what about rupee depreciation?
Certainly, sir. So because of synchronized monetary tightening, and the increase in Fed rates of United States, there was a FPI outflow from Indian economy to the US economy, and which led to rupee depreciation. This is also leading to...
Okay, please, yeah.
Yes, this is also leading to widening of our current account deficit.
Okay, declining of pent-up demand. You know pent-up demand? So
yes,
pent-up demand could also be one of the challenges of Indian economy.
Yes,
you know pent-up demand?
Yes, sir. May
what
I
is
say?
That? Mm-hmm.
So pent-up demand is a situation wherein if people were not allowed to spend during a certain time period because of restrictions imposed, for example, in the case of COVID, they could not spend to their full potential. Immediately as the economy opens up, there is a sudden burst of consumption and expenditure that takes place. That is called pent-up demand.
Okay, what about monsoon? Probability of monsoon this year. This may also affect our agriculture. Over the last so many years, say about 3-4 years, we have had a very good monsoon. What is the probability this year? And you analyze the situation keeping in view the El Nino and La Nina.
So I'm sorry, sir, I have not read up on that a lot. Okay. What are the predictions for this year?
No problem. Okay, so should we talk about budget more?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so as you know, there are 7 priorities, Saptarishi, mentioned in our budget. So with which you are more comfortable with, related with which I can ask you the questions. There are 7 priorities. You know, 7 priorities. You might be very well aware of. So you select any 2 of these and then you tell me in detail about that. Or should I ask you? Okay, reaching the last miles is one of the 7 priorities. So what exactly that is, reaching the last miles?
So reaching the last mile talks about including even the most vulnerable and disadvantaged sections in our development agenda. For example, under this, Prime Minister has launched Prime Minister Vikas Scheme, which talks about providing training and financial help to the artisan and the handicraft involved people, so that their income can be enhanced. Because at present, at least 22% of the people in India are employed in the handicraft and artisan industry.
Mhm.
So
What
this
else?
is one priority. Apart from this, Eklavya residential model schools have been envisaged under this, and the budget for that has been increased so that the people who are belonging to the disadvantaged group can get education. Apart from this, there is also focus on the particularly vulnerable tribal groups, PVTGs. So that is all I can remember.
How
in this
many
section.
schools approximately in the country?
Sir, I'm not aware of the number.
Anyway, around 740. And how many seats approximately are to be filled in as provided in the budget? Number of vacancies, huge in number. Anyway, that's not important. 38,800 staff to be employed in Eklavya school. Anyway, good enough. And should I ask you related with one more? Green growth.
Yes, sir. Green growth. So with regard to green growth, a lot of steps have been taken. For example, a new mission called PM Praman has been envisaged, wherein the government is giving push to use natural fertilizers or alternates to chemical fertilizer.
Okay, what is the full form of Pranam? This is an acronym.
Yes, sir. I am sorry, sir. I am not able to.
Okay, so in addition, other than PM Pranam, and what else?
Sir, Govardhan mission has also been announced.
Again, an acronym.
Yes, sir.
So what is that?
I have to look up on the acronym, sir.
Okay. What else?
Apart from this, green hydrogen mission.
Green hydrogen mission. That's right. What else?
Push to electrify.
Yes, Amrit Dharohar. What is that?
Sir, I'm not able to recall.
Mishti. What is that?
Sir, Mishti was with regard to
mangrove plantation.
Mangrove plantation and mangrove plantation and Amrit Dharohar with regard to wetlands.
Very good. Green credit program.
Yes, sir. So those people who are involved in green projects would be provided credit, just like on the lines of Kisan Credit Card Scheme, for example, in that terms only. So green credit is being promoted in it.
Which act? Under which act? Act of the Parliament. Which act?
Environment Protection Act.
That's right. Environment Protection Act. Okay. So now you tell me what is this SCO? Shanghai.
The full form of SCO is Shanghai Cooperation Organization.
Okay. How many countries are there in SCO?
So the 4 Central Asian countries, apart from this, Russia, China, India, Pakistan, these are the members of SCO.
Anyway, there are 8 countries. Usko dekh lena. 8 countries, and one is likely to join this, Iran. So, what is the theme this year of SCO? India is holding the presidency of SCO. So, what is the theme?
I'm sorry, sir. I'm not aware about it.
A secure SCO. For a secure SCO. This is the theme.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, what is this B3W? B3W.
So B3W refers to Build Back Better. This was the outcome of the...
And W? B3. You have told me about B3. And what about W?
Build Back Better
B3
world.
Is okay. World. Yeah. W is for world. So to counter which initiative of China?
Belt and Road Initiative of China.
Belt and Road Initiative. So in which meeting, in which summit, this decision was taken? B3W. And at whose initiative?
So this B3W was a result of the Cornwall Consensus signed at the G7 summit.
And whose initiative? Who gave the idea? And this was agreed to by G7 countries.
So it was US President Biden's
Yeah,
idea.
yeah. Right. So now related with commerce and accountancy. Okay, you might be very well aware of Punjab National Bank fraud. Are you? Punjab National Bank fraud, PNB fraud.
Yes, sir.
Who was linked
Yes,
with
sir,
this? Who is the offender? Who was main offender?
So may I take a minute to recall?
Yeah.
Nirav Modi. Mr. Nirav Modi was linked with.
So which were the main reasons that this fraud occurred? Main reasons.
So the main reason was lack of corporate governance that was not being followed in the Punjab National Bank, because of which letters of undertaking were issued and were not verified, and which led to build-up of this scam. And the internal people of the bank were also involved in collusion of this. So these were the two prime reasons.
Okay, these were the reasons which you have said, and I tell you some more, and then you will tell me what that is. Misuse of SWIFT. So what is SWIFT?
So SWIFT, I do not remember the full form, but SWIFT is an international messaging system in terms of financial transaction that takes place.
Society for
Worldwide international financial transactions.
Interbanking financial telecommunication, not transaction.
Okay.
Telecommunication, SWIFT.
Okay, sir.
And another main reason was, whatever you have said, that was right. In addition to that, I'm telling. Another important reason was that ICI did not exercise its function properly. ICI, you know?
No, sir, I'm not aware.
Institute of Chartered Bank. Indian Institute of Chartered Bank.
ICAI, yes, sir.
ICI did not exercise its function properly. It did not bring it to the notice of bank, nor to the notice of the government. Keeping this in view, what was done? Number one, Fugitive Economic Offenders Act was enacted. So what do you mean by fugitive economic offender?
Sir, according to this act, a fugitive economic offender refers to a person who has committed a financial fraud in one jurisdiction, and in order to escape the prosecution has escaped to some other jurisdiction.
Okay, so financial fraud with the money, in monetary terms. How much? Anyway, 100 crores or above. 100 crores and above.
Yes, sir.
So that's known as fugitive economic offender. So this act was enacted. Now you tell me, why do the fugitive economic offenders prefer to go to Caribbean countries?
Sir, there are multiple reasons for this. One is the secretive corporate information laws that they have. They do not share their corporate information with other countries. They do not sign tax information exchange agreement with countries like India. Because of that, apart from this, these countries are tax haven countries. They have very low corporate tax rates, which also helps them. Third, these countries have not signed extradition treaties with countries like India. So it provides them a safe haven after committing a financial fraud.
Very good. And in addition to enactment of Fugitive Economic Offenders Act, an amendment was also made in the Companies Act. So what exactly that amendment was in the Companies Act, and that was done keeping in view that ICI did not exercise its function properly. It did not bring it to the notice of government and even to the notice of the bank.
Suppose this National Financial Reporting Authority was established.
Very good. Under which section of the Companies Act?
Sir, I'm not aware of the section.
132. One was added for this reporting authority, which you have just stated.
Thank you.
Some more question?
Yes, sir.
Some more?
Yes.
Okay. So now, Egyptian president was here in our country. When?
Yes, sir.
When?
On the eve of 26 January, he was our chief guest.
That's right. Our chief guest. So why that country was selected to be the chief guest? President of that country was selected to the chief guest. Any specific reasons for that?
Sir, India and Egypt have been sharing very important relations in the recent times, and they have also been very important historical partners. The reason for selecting Egypt in the recent times can be multiple. One, because Egypt has been playing a very important role in the West Asian politics. That is one reason. Apart from this, I'm not able to recall at the moment.
That was the country who established diplomatic relations just after 3 days of our independence.
Yes, sir.
Just after 3 days, that is 18th of August 1947. And also related with NAM, Non-Aligned Movement. Yes, main sir. Founders of NAM, yes, India, of course, and this also played a lead role. So in which fields we are going to collaborate with Egypt?
So with Egypt, we are trying to push for multilateral reforms at the United Nations Security Council.
Mm-hmm.
Then in terms of anti-terrorism and anti-terrorism law and pushing jurisdictions like Pakistan to fulfill their mandate of FATF. This is another area of cooperation.
Mm-hmm.
Apart from this introduction of green energy, solar energy, we are also cooperating with Egypt. This is also one area of cooperation.
Okay, the budget presented this year reflects growth, inclusion, how? And one more thing, fiscal consolidation. So 3 things.
Yes,
fiscal consolidation, growth, and inclusion.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So the budget presented this year represents growth. How? By provision of capital expenditure of $13.7 trillion, which is going to add to India's economic growth. Apart from this, it presents inclusion because there have been initiatives for the disadvantaged sections of society. For example, women have been included by the provision of self-help groups and the finance allocated for them by Mahila Bachat Patras. So women have been included. The PVTGs have been included. The tribals have been included. The artisan handicraft have been included. The agricultural sections of our society has been included. So it represents an inclusive budget. Apart from this, fiscal consolidation, because the food subsidy, the fertilizer subsidy has been, the allocation for the subsidies have been reduced. So it also shows the vision of the government to undertake fiscal consolidation.
More question? Some more? Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. During pandemic,
yes,
the main issues were to save the lives.
Yes, sir.
To save the lives from pandemic itself, and to save the people from dying of hunger, because many of them lost the job, migrant labor and all that. They were not having any job. So which steps were taken by the central government related with number 2 to save the people from dying of hunger?
So the first step that was taken in this direction was Pradhan Mantri Garib Kalyan Yojana, in which additional 5 kg of food grains were allocated. Apart from this, e-Shram cards were issued and employment and the migrant laborers were registered in the state in which they were going back so as to provide gainful employment to them. And the allocation for MG Narega was also increased substantially to provide them employment.
Okay, now related with budget this year, Manrega. So what about the allocations as compared to the previous years?
Yes,
have
sir.
The allocations been reduced or increased?
So in this year's budget, keeping in mind the central government's objective of fiscal consolidation, the budget for Manrega has been reduced. But it should not be viewed in isolation because the central government has made provisions for increasing the absorption capacity of the economy in order to provide more gainful employment to the people of India.
And increased budget outlay for what? PMJ? PMJ? Ayushman
Yes,
Bharat?
sir. Yes, sir.
Now you tell me that during pandemic it was okay, that we were giving them additional food grain. And when pandemic is over, then we are giving them free ration up to the end of 2023. That is December 2023. Free, absolutely free. And on another side, we are reducing outlay under Manrega. So should that be treated as welfare measure or as freebies? Question you have understood? On one side, we are providing them free food grains when pandemic is over. On another side, we are reducing the outlay under Manrega, which could have given them employment. And these outlays are 8 years lowest, and 33% less than the revised estimate of last year. My question here is whether at all giving them free food grain should be included, it can be said as welfare measure or freebies. Question is clear?
Yes,
or
sir.
should I repeat? Yeah, go ahead.
Sir, I'm clear. Sir, I think the provision of free food grains to the population of India would not be considered as freebie because it is a merit good in the end. Production of food grains is a legal right under the National Food Security Act. And even in the earlier regime, they were being provided food grains at nominal charges of 3, 2, and 1 rupee respectively. So I think this provision of free food grains would not be considered as freebie. And so far as the reduction in the allocation of Manrega is concerned, Manrega was anyways an employment guarantee of last resort that was envisaged by the government. When the government will not be able to provide any gainful employment to the population, then they will be able to earn subsistence level wages under MG Narega. So when the government is focusing on capital expenditure and providing employment opportunity in terms of increasing the production capacity of the economy, I think this fiscal consolidation of the government is a step in the right direction.
Okay, so your interview is over.
Thank you, sir.
Now you tell me, how have you performed according to your viewpoint?
Sir, I think a few facts of the budget I need to be more well-versed with. Apart from this, the newspapers also I have been reading, but I tend to overlook some news, like, for example, Ajay Banga. I did not read up more on that. I just went through it once, but I did not try to look at it with a lot of interest. Then with regard to opinions like, should MG Narega reduction cut? Is it good? Is it bad? I need to formulate opinions on that.
Okay, so good, very good, outstanding.
Thank you, sir.
No, I'm asking you, good, your performance good, very good, or outstanding?
So I think it was good. It can be better. It can be a lot.
It was outstanding. Outstanding. Okay, लेकिन उसका भी कोई लिमिट नहीं है, outstanding का भी है ना? With this performance, this is your first interview or what?
This is my first interview.
Okay, and chance?
Second attempt, sir.
Second attempt. Okay. तो आपको इस performance से out of 275 you can get 190 around.
Okay, sir.
बहुत अच्छा मतलब ये परफॉर्मेंस आपका है. लेकिन अब दूसरी बात आप ये बताइए, when is your interview going to be held?
17th of March.
17th of March, it means 20 days.
Yes, sir.
तो अब हमें आउटस्टैंडिंग में भी फिर और बढ़ना है।
इम्प्रूव कर।
अच्छा, आपके पहले गुड पॉइंट्स बता दूं जो कि वहां पे भी रिफ्लेक्ट होने चाहिए। कॉन्फिडेंस, कॉन्फिडेंस है, even if you don't know answer of any question, then also you confidently say that you don't know. ऐसा ही करना है। अगर आप 1 2 3 क्वेश्चन का आंसर नहीं भी दे पाते हैं, नीड नॉट वरी एट ऑल, कोई खास फर्क नहीं पड़ेगा, ठीक है। तो यू शुड रिमेन एज कॉन्फिडेंट एज इफ saying that you don't know is the answer of the question, ठीक है। कॉन्फिडेंस लेवल ये करना है, मेंटेन करना है। ऑनेस्टी मेंटेन करनी है। ऑनेस्टी कैसे रिफ्लेक्ट होगी कि अब जब आप नहीं जानते हैं तो नहीं जानते हैं,
yes, sir.
गलत आंसर नहीं देना है। आज नहीं दिया आपने गलत आंसर,
ठीक है सर।
इन्हें मैं इसलिए रिपीट कर रहा हूं कि ये रिफ्लेक्ट होनी चाहिए वहां पे भी, बोर्ड में। असली तो वहीं से मतलब है। तो कन्वर्सेशन, नो प्रॉब्लम एट ऑल। आप थोड़ा सा पॉज लेके अगर एक आधी सेकंड तब शुरू करें आंसर तो ज्यादा अच्छा है, लेकिन ये नेचर होती है किसी की, और उसको ध्यान आपका ऐसे ना हो कि उधर ही पड़ा रहे, कोई ऐसी खास बात नहीं। थोड़ा सा आप फास्ट बोलती है, लेकिन नीड नॉट वरी, आपके फास्ट बोलने में कोई भी वर्ड ऐसा नहीं होता जो क्लियर ना हो।
ओके सर।
अब ये हैबिट ऑल ऑफ ए सडन नहीं चेंज होगी, नहीं तो आपका ध्यान उधर ही पड़ा रहेगा कि मैं थोड़ा सा उतना फास्ट ना, उसे ऐसे ही रहने दीजिए, कोई इशू नहीं। क्योंकि each and every sentence, each and every word was clear, so need not worry at all.
Okay, sir.
ठीक है। और बॉडी लैंग्वेज वो भी ठीक, कन्वर्सेशन नो प्रॉब्लम, ठीक है, कॉन्फिडेंस नो प्रॉब्लम, कहीं पे भी एरोगेंस नहीं, कहीं पे भी गवर्नमेंट का कॉन्ट्रडिक्शन नहीं, गवर्नमेंट को डायरेक्टली कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट नहीं करना है, लेकिन अगर आपका व्यू पॉइंट पूछा जाए और आप अगर विद फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स हों तो डायरेक्टली कॉन्ट्रडिक्ट तो नहीं करना है, लेकिन अपना व्यू पॉइंट देना है जब पूछा जाए तो, वट एवर यू फील राइट एंड दैट शुड बी सपोर्टेड विद फैक्ट्स एंड फिगर्स। अच्छा, ये हुआ। और जो आपने वीमेन एम्पावरमेंट का, क्योंकि वो आपका सब्जेक्ट है, सब्जेक्ट मीन्स आपका हॉबी में भी आपने इंडिकेट किया हुआ है, जो मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ उनमें से बहुत सारी चीजें आपने बोली भी हैं, मैं और थोड़ा सा उसे ये कर देता हूँ, एलेबोरेट कर देता हूँ। उनमें से काफी चीजें आपने बोली भी हैं, ये ध्यान रखें, और बहुत अच्छा आंसर था आपका। बेटी बचाओ बेटी पढ़ाओ, ये सब आपको इसका वो मिल जाएगा वीडियो, तो इसलिए ना भी लिखें तो कोई फर्क नहीं पड़ता, उससे 1-2 दिन में ही आपको मिल जाएगा। सुरक्षा समृद्धि योजना,
यस,
प्रधानमंत्री सुरक्षित मातृत्व योजना, प्रधानमंत्री वंदना योजना, उज्ज्वला योजना, जनधन योजना, मुद्रा योजना, स्टार्टअप इंडिया, लोन टू वीमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर से रिलेटेड हो गया, नेशनल रूरल लाइवलीहुड मिशन जिसमें क्या है, लोन टू एसएचजी ऑफ वीमेन, कीपिंग लेडीज फर्स्ट, दोनों के लिए स्कीम है लेकिन लेडीज को पहले रखना है, ये क्या है इसमें, जैसे प्रधानमंत्री आवास योजना। आपने इनमें से काफी सारे बताए हैं, तो मैंने जस्ट ऐसे ही इसको सम अप कर दिया, क्योंकि ये प्रोबेबल क्वेश्चन हो सकता है आपसे, बीइंग ए वुमेन कैंडिडेट। और लेजिस्लेशन रिलेटेड विद 33% रिजर्वेशन, एटलीस्ट 33 है वो, एटलीस्ट 33 है। आर्टिकल 35A एब्रोगेशन, ट्रिपल तलाक एक्ट, and the name of the act is not Triple Talaq Act. Name of the act is the Muslim Women Right to Protection on Marriage Act. ये आपने बोला ही कि सेक्सुअल हरेसमेंट एट वर्क प्लेस विशाखा गाइडलाइन वाला, वो आपने बोला ही था। और अब आ जाइए उसमें, अच्छा एक आपका ये हो गया परमानेंट कमीशन इसमें आर्मी में। अब लीडरशिप रोल में आ जाइए, आपने उसको कहा ही कि आप अपना टॉप टू बॉटम आ जाइए, हैं प्रेसिडेंट।
यस सर।
फाइनेंस मिनिस्टर वही
यस
बजट
सर।
बनाती हैं वुमेन, और वही वुमेन उसको अप्रूव कर रही हैं। कौन करता है अप्रूव? प्रेसिडेंट करता है ना?
यस।
प्रेसिडेंट ने किया। और चीफ मिनिस्टर्स पहले तो बहुत सारे होते थे, लेकिन अभी
अभी
चलो
सर एक
आई
है।
थिंक ओनली एक है। कोई बात नहीं, आगे बढ़कर जाएंगे। लेकिन और वुमेन मिनिस्टर्स हैं। 14% वीमेन पार्लियामेंट में है। एंटरप्रेन्योर्स, विमेन एंटरप्रेन्योर्स के नाम जरा देखिए। आर्मी में परमानेंट कमीशन तो है ही, और 108 वीमेन आर टू बी प्रमोटेड फ्रॉम द रैंक ऑफ लेफ्टिनेंट कर्नल टू कर्नल, लीडिंग रोल होता है। और ग्रास रूट लेवल पे तो कॉन्स्टिट्यूशनल पोस्ट लैक्स एंड लैक्स। दैट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। टॉप टू बॉटम या बॉटम टू
यस।
टॉप टू बॉटम या बॉटम टू टॉप, इसमें जो आप बोलना वो टॉप टू बॉटम बोलना। कहीं कहीं पे हम बॉटम अप अप्रोच रखते हैं ना, यहाँ पे आप टॉप टू।
टॉप
जैसे
डाउन।
वहां पे आपने बोला कमला हैरिस से, बहुत सारे सीईओ हैं, और इस बार कुछ अब की बार कुछ ज्यादा ही हैं, पहले भी बहुत सारे रहे हैं आप है ना? तो वो हो गया। स्पोर्ट्स वीमेन हु हैव मेड अस प्राउड, कौन है? मैरी कॉम, पीवी सिंधु, सैना नेहवाल, हिमा दास, साक्षी मलिक, फोगाट सिस्टर्स, मैथिली राज, मनिका बत्रा, ड्यूटी चांद, मनु बेकर, 16-year-old girl from Jhajjar, Shefali Verma, cricketer. At the age of 15 plus, she had broken the record of Sachin Tendulkar, which he had for 30 years. कौन सा रिकॉर्ड? कि उसने इंटरनेशनल में फर्स्ट, वो जो 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 सचिन तेंदुलकर ने 16 प्लस में जो हाफ सेंचुरी का ये किया था, उन्होंने 15 प्लस में ही किया। किसने? शेफाली वर्मा ने। और वो 30 साल का रिकॉर्ड था सचिन तेंदुलकर का। 30 साल तक वो रिकॉर्ड रहा जो कि इन्होंने ब्रेक किया। और अभी का तो आपको पता ही है, U19 अंडर 19 T20 है, शी वाज द कैप्टन, ये तो पता ही है ना, हाल वाला। तो इन्होंने वेस्ट इंडीज के साथ वो स्कोर किया था जो कि सचिन तेंदुलकर ने, जिसका 30 साल उसका रिकॉर्ड रहा, वो पाकिस्तान के साथ खेल रहे थे। तो उन्होंने 16 प्लस में जो रिकॉर्ड बनाया था वो 30 साल के बाद तोड़ दिया। उन्हीं की ही ये, उनको इनका रोल मॉडल है ये शेफाली वर्मा के। कौन? सचिन तेंदुलकर। उन्हीं को ही देख के वो इंस्पायर है। सो यू आर आउटस्टैंडिंग कैंडिडेट। और अभी आपने बताया 20 डेज है, तो 20 डेज में रिलेटेड विद योर डेफ, देखो उसकी कोई लिमिट नहीं है, कितना भी Y190 Y200 उससे भी तो ऊपर आते हैं ना 200। तो अपना एम वही रखना है कि हाई है, फर्स्ट फ्यू में से ही आना है। आप ऐसा रखिए, ये नहीं मत रखिए कि IAS में फर्स्ट चॉइस में आना है, नॉट लाइक दैट। IAS में भी फर्स्ट फ्यू में से आना है। व्हाई कांट यू एट नंबर 1, है ना? तो उसमें सेटिस्फेक्शन नहीं करना है कि जी अब तो अच्छा हो गया तैयारी, ऐसा कुछ नहीं है, और भी अच्छा करना है। ठीक है, आई थिंक यू विल डू वेल। आपको कुछ पूछना है तो पूछिए।
अब सर बिहार में प्रोहिबिशन पॉलिसी के रिगार्ड में क्या सजेस्ट कर सकते हैं? लिबरलाइजेशन करना उस पॉलिसी का।
प्रोहिबिशन पॉलिसी जैसे बिहार वगैरह की, वो ना। अच्छा, अब आप देखिए एज सच पॉलिसी में कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं, अच्छी पॉलिसी है, ठीक है। और वो प्रोस कॉन्स हर एक चीज के होते हैं, काफी सारा रेवेन्यू लूज किया, लेकिन उसके साथ साथ हमको सोशियो इकोनॉमिक इंडिकेटर्स वो है, रिकॉर्ड में है, वो उसमें है, मतलब पब्लिक डोमेन में है। जो वायलेंस होता था घर पे, जो अपना रोजाना ये प्रॉब्लम रहती थी, वो कम हुई। जो पैसा उधर खर्च होता था फैमिली में, वो दूसरी जगह अच्छे काम के लिए यूज हुआ। ऐसा डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस वगैरह, इन सब का पूरा रिकॉर्ड है। तो उसका डेफिनेटली बहुत सारे पॉजिटिव फीचर्स हैं। कहीं कहीं इम्प्लीमेंटेशन पे 100% तो ऐसा कोई इम्प्लीमेंटेशन हो ऐसा तो नहीं होता। अभी हाल में जैसे वहां पे हुआ सारण और एडजॉइनिंग डिस्ट्रिक्ट्स में भी हुआ, उच्च ट्रेजेडी हुई, 100 के करीब लोग मर गए। लेकिन ऐसे इंस्टेंसेस होते हैं कभी, जिसपे आप पूरा ये एनफोर्स करते हैं, तो कभी कभी उसमें छोटा मोटा इम्प्लीमेंटेशन में कमी रह जाती है, वो कमी है। लेकिन सिर्फ इसलिए कि हमको रेवेन्यू का ये हो और इसलिए उस पॉलिसी को ये करना, तो ये इम्प्लीमेंटेशन से रिलेटेड प्रॉब्लम है. वट एवर वेंट रॉन्ग उसको हम रेटिफाई करें. एज सच पॉलिसी तो ठीक है ही, उसके हमें पॉजिटिव फीचर्स भी ज्यादा देखने हैं. रेवेन्यू इज नॉट ओनली द क्राइटेरिया. ठीक है ना. तो ये है. अब वहां पे रिलेटेड विथ फ्री बीज आपका आंसर सही था, लेकिन उसमें अगर आप कहना चाहती तो ये भी कह देती कि ये तो ठीक है कि यहाँ पे मनरेगा में कम की गई है और उसकी जगह पे हमने सुधार बढ़ा दी है. कहाँ बढ़ा दी है? आयुष्मान भारत पीएमजे है ना, जन आरोग्य योजना, उसमें बढ़ा दिए हैं. लेकिन फिर भी अब क्योंकि कोविड पेंडेमिक नहीं है और लेट्स रियलाइज द पोटेंशियल ऑफ द पीपल एंड वी शुड प्रोवाइड देम जॉब्स, एम्प्लॉयमेंट. तो जो कि मनरेगा का अगर वो नहीं हम करते, उतना ही रहता, तो मेरे विचार से गवर्नमेंट माइट हैव डन इट कीपिंग दिस इन व्यू. पॉजिटिव फीचर्स भी बोल दीजिए, वही जन आरोग्य योजना, आयुष्मान भारत, और जैसा आपने कहा वो भी बोलिए. But at this stage when pandemic is almost over, almost क्या over ही है अब तो, उस टाइम ये देना, ये फ्री, ये मतलब फूड ग्रेन्स देना, आई थिंक कि ये इसकी जगह पे हम वहाँ पे मनरेगा में उसकी वो बढ़ाते आउटले और उनको एम्प्लॉयमेंट प्रोवाइड करते. हमें उनका पोटेंशियल को रियलाइज करना चाहिए. At that time it was okay. Whatever limited knowledge I have, according to that, this would have been the better step. But government might have taken that step, keeping something in view, which perhaps I don't know. गवर्नमेंट वैसे ये जरूर कहती है कि हाँ आयुष्मान भारत पीएमजे में हमने वहां का पैसा वहां लगा दिया, लेकिन द रेवेन्यू विच वी विल लूज कितना, 3 रुपया 2 रुपया 1 रुपया ही सही पर केजी, लेकिन वो रेवेन्यू तो लॉस होगा ना. उस रेवेन्यू को हम लेते, उसी स्कीम को चलाते, चाहे गरीब कल्याण योजना जो रोल बैक कर लिए उसको भी चलने देते, 5 kg एडिशनल फूड ग्रेन, तो उससे हमें कुछ तो रेवेन्यू मिलता ना. उस रेवेन्यू को हम इधर लगाते. विद माई लिमिटेड नॉलेज दैट वुड हैव बीन बेटर कि हम उसे मनरेगा में लगाते. तो इससे क्या हो गया कि गवर्नमेंट को डायरेक्ट उस पर फायर नहीं करना है, ठीक है ना, लेकिन आपका व्यू पॉइंट पूछा जाता. अब आप इससे एग्री कर रही हो, देन ओनली यू शुड से, ठीक है ना. तो with my limited knowledge, I think government might have taken that particular step, keeping in view that allocations at some other places have been increased, like PMJ and all that, Gati Shakti, everything, है ना. ये growth, inclusion, ये सब है, उस वजह से गवर्नमेंट ने किया. लेकिन as far as my limited knowledge is concerned, perhaps that would have been better had the outlays under Manrega been increased instead of giving them free food grains at this stage when pandemic is over. ठीक है. तो डायरेक्ट आपने कन्फ्रंट भी नहीं किया. डायरेक्ट कन्फ्रंट नहीं करना है, ये ध्यान रख लीजिए. उससे अच्छा वही जवाब अच्छा रहेगा जो आपने बोला शुरू में, जो बोला है, वो भी ठीक था और बहुत अच्छा था. अच्छा, एक आपका और गुड क्वालिटीज के प्रिसाइज एंड कॉन्साइज हैं. बहुत ज्यादा कहीं पे भी ऐसा नहीं हुआ कि बहुत लेंदी आंसर हो गया हो. और
क्लासिफाई करके बोल सकते हैं ना हर चीज का. फॉर एग्जांपल आपने लेजिस्लेशन पूछा, तो पॉलिटिकल के लिए क्या लेजिस्लेशन किया, सोशल के लिए क्या लेजिस्लेशन किया.
हाँ तो बिल्कुल, क्यों नहीं भाई. लेकिन अब ये कि वो बहुत लंबा उससे हो जाएगा. अब जैसे इसमें, जैसे मैंने ये वीमेन एम्पावरमेंट का आपको बताया, तो स्कीम्स में कितना देर लगी, हाफ मिनट, 35-40 सेकंड लगी. और लेजिस्लेशन में कितना लगा, जिससे डिटेल आपको पूछेगा बाद में. लेजिस्लेशन में कितना लगा, अगेन 30 सेकंड 40 सेकंड. और लीडरशिप रोल, उसमें कितना लगा, अनदर 20-30 सेकंड, मतलब 1.5 मिनट, 1.25 मिनट आपका लगा. तो पहले ब्रीफ में, जिससे कि आप ज्यादा से ज्यादा उसमें कह सकें और आपका पॉइंट आ सके. क्योंकि कभी कभी ऐसा होता है कि ज्यादा लंबा आंसर हो जाता है और जब प्रायोरिटी नहीं रखते हैं उसमें, तो मेन पॉइंट छूट जाता है. तो आपको डेप्थ नॉलेज, जो जितना नॉलेज में डेप्थ होगी उतना ही आप अच्छे से उसे प्रायोरिटाइज कर पाएंगे. आज आपने ज्यादातर को प्रायोरिटाइज किया, कॉन्फिडेंस रहा सारा. ये ट्रेड सारे कंटिन्यू रखने हैं. फिर बता रहा हूँ, 2 एक आंसर नहीं बताया गया, नीड नॉट बी नर्वस एट ऑल. ये सबसे पहले तो करंट अफेयर से रिलेटेड. और हाँ, करंट आपकी इंडियन फॉरेन सर्विस कौन सी प्लेस पे है, सेकेंड. ओहो, तब भाई आप एक काम और करेंगी, एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स की साइट आप देखेंगी भारत सरकार कि एक्सटर्नल अफेयर भारत सरकार की होगी, ऑब्वियसली एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स तो
Yes, sir.
नहीं होता। तो उस साइट को देखेंगे और उसमें अपनी नेबरहुड से रिलेटेड रिलेशंस, जो बाहर के डिग्निटरीज हमारे यहाँ आ रहे हैं, जैसे अभी जनरल चांसलर ही आए हुए हैं,
हाँ.
और भी जो आएंगे हमारे भी जहाँ पे बाहर जा रहे हैं, जैसे अभी ऑनरेबल एक्सटर्नल अफेयर्स मिनिस्टर पीजी में थे, कहाँ
Yes, sir.
क्या हुआ, क्या हमारे रिलेशंस रहे, और अगर पिछले साल की एनुअल रिपोर्ट देख सकें तो बहुत अच्छा है
Okay, sir.
आपका, क्योंकि कॉमर्स अकाउंटेंसी है तो उसके लिए आप योजना और जरा सा देख लें, उसमें सारा बजट का, वैसे तो आपको अच्छी नॉलेज है बजट की जो आपने बताया, और इकोनॉमी चैलेंजेस जो आपने बताया इंडियन इकोनॉमी के, वो अच्छे थे। फिर भी अच्छे की कोई लिमिट नहीं है, अगेन
Yes,
ऐसे
sir.
आउटस्टैंडिंग में भी तो फिर होता है ना अंतर, 190 मार्क्स मिलेंगे तो वो भी आउटस्टैंडिंग है, 210 भी मिलेंगे वो भी आउटस्टैंडिंग है, 200 भी है तो वाई नॉट 210। ठीक है, और कुछ पूछना हो तो पूछो।
No, sir.
ऑल द बेस्ट, इसका आपको वीडियो
Thank you so
मिलेगा
much, sir.
और आप